Hi, I'm Nathan Tannenbaum. These are just some of the stories coming soon to the Las Vegas Review-Journal. With the backdrop reading, "My Education, My Future," President Barack Obama spoke Tuesday to students at a high school in Virginia and across the country and around the world, although many schools in America opted out.
When I was young, my family lived overseas. I lived in Indonesia for a few years. And my mother, she didn't have the money to send me where all the American kids went to school. But she thought it was important for me to keep up with an American education. So she decided to teach me extra lessons herself, Monday through Friday. But because she had to go to work, the only time she could do it was at 4:30 in the morning. Now, as you might imagine, I wasn't too happy about getting up that early. And a lot of times I'd fall asleep right there at the kitchen table. But whenever I'd complain, my mother would just give me one of those looks and she'd say, "This is no picnic for me either, Buster." So I know that some of you are still adjusting to being back at school, but I'm here today because I have something important to discuss with you. I'm here because I want to talk with you about your education and what's expected of all of you in this new school year.
Review-Journal education writer Jim Haug watched the speech along with students and teachers at the Andre Agassi Academy. Check Wednesday's print and online editions of the RJ for their reaction, as well as spot checks from throughout the district where the speech was or wasn't shown. Nevada has what's known as an Indigent Defense Commission that's checking the controversial issue of public defender caseloads. The Review-Journal reported recently on research by an organization called the Spangenberg Group, critical of indigent defense in the Silver State. Special Projects reporter Alan Mayman is following the commission as it discusses the possibility of recommending public defender caseload limits to the Nevada Supreme Court. Follow Mayman's report in print and online Wednesday. New interim UNLV President Neil Samastrisk has been a very busy man lately, announcing Tuesday a partnership with the well-known Brookings Institution think tank to base a Western States study office on the Maryland Parkway campus. The Mountain West Initiative will take a look at public policy and quality of life issues. The RJ's Richard Lake reports Wednesday. The Review-Journal is monitoring the State Attorney General's case against Lieutenant Governor Brian Krolicki, charged with mismanaging millions of dollars in a college fund program when he was Nevada's treasurer. The new judge in the case is weighing motions to move the case up to northern Nevada from Clark County. Well, in his education speech Tuesday, President Obama did not bring up school lunch, but our food guru, Heidi Napronell, has been hard at work on that subject. You can read the results of her research in our weekly Wednesday Taste section. It's all about what kind of sandwiches might work in your kid's school cafeteria. And here I thought the dreaded grilled cheese on wheat was as good as was going to get. Short work week for you? Well, for many, the Labor Day holiday makes it just that, so maybe you need to get a jump now on your weekend. Vegas Land's Doug Elfman's here with a preview of this week's What's Hot in Vegas video.
We will tell you all of the acts coming up, which includes Mariah Carey doing 2 nights in Vegas. It's Mexican Independence Weekend, which is going to bring Luis Miguel, Santana, something called Bloodless Bullfighting, plus a lot of other concerts and restaurant specials. You can check all that out in the Neon, but also in the video coming up soon. Plus, Cheap Trick is in town, finally doing the Sgt. Pepper Lonely Heart Club album live with an orchestra. We'll talk about that. All coming up on Vegas Land Video any moment now.
Thanks, Doug. The weekly What's Hot video is up next on the multimedia page player, but it's also easily clickable from the ReviewJournal.com homepage. Now, in the video, you get the inside scoop from people who know what's happening as Doug chats with the RJ's music writer, Jason Braceland, entertainment writer, Mike Weatherford, movie maven, Carol Kling, and the anonymous Heidi Napronella, who I swear does not really live in a conference room speakerphone. And the weather, boy, really nice start to the short work week. Maybe a little bit of a bump in the road ahead, but you know, with only 1.25 inches of rain this year, when we should be knocking on the door of 3.5 inches, we ought to welcome whatever rain may come along with slight chances for widely scattered, isolated thunderstorms Wednesday before we return to the familiar, mostly sunny forecast into the weekend. And there is a daytime warming trend. Should be up around 105 by Saturday. For breaking news 24/7, you're at the right spot, ReviewJournal.com.